Kings and queens, welcome back to the channel to Theory Time, a brand new series where we're going to explore everything that deals with theories and speculation. In today's video, we are taking a look at concepts for what potentially could be the brand new chapter for the 6th year anniversary in Dead by Daylight. The characters we're going to look at today are the ones that we consider personally the front runners of what's to come into Dead by Daylight, with those killers being Springtrap from FNAF, the Keeper from The Evil Within, and a spider concept that's actually original. I hope you guys do enjoy, and don't forget, we currently are live on Twitch. The link is down below if you would like to say hello. I would really appreciate it. Let's jump on in to this video, starting off with the first character on the list, the animatronic or Springtrap. This concept was done by Awesome Alan 1 on Reddit. So here's what the power would look like. Jump scare. The entity spreads your curse across the entire map, twisting the hiding places of cowards into instruments of mayhem. Jump scare. The animatronic is able to transfer its consciousness to other animatronic suits while they are hidden throughout the map inside of lockers. While a survivor is inside your terror radius, jump scare will charge. More survivors in your terror radius will cause the charge to build faster. Once fully charged, press and hold the power button while in front of a locker to dismantle your current self, your consciousness reappearing out of the locker of your choice with a new animatronic body. Once you reappear out of the locker, you gain the undetectable status effect for 12 seconds. Using your ability depletes its charges by 25%. The special ability is Supernatural Security. Press the active ability button while in front of a generator to install a security camera. Pressing the button again while out of range of the security camera will cause a small screen to appear, allowing you to monitor the area and scout for survivors. Pressing the button again will close the screen. Each security camera has their own durability, and staring at the screen will drain it, covering the screen with static and then ultimately destroying the security camera. Security cameras cannot be placed within 64 meters of each other. The animatronic comes with 3 unique teachable perks. The first one is Help Wanted. When a survivor is hooked, this perk activates. If any survivor outside your terror radius is repairing a generator, it will instantly explode and regress its progress by 7, 8, or 9%. Survivors who choose to continue repairing will have their aura shown until the next skill check. The next teachable perk is Hex 87. Upon killing your first survivor, if there's a dull totem on the map, this hex is applied to it. At a distance of 40, 38, or 36 meters away from a survivor, you appear as a running survivor with any survivors looking in your direction. The final perk is Tampered Servers. The exit gates will now have skill checks. When a survivor attempts to power the exit gate, they will be met with incredibly difficult skill checks. If failed skill checks, this will result in an explosion and will regress its progress by 6, 8, and 10%. And there we have it. That is the concept of the animatronic to come into Dead by Daylight. This would be a monumental chapter to come into Dead by Daylight for the 6th year anniversary, and there is a decent possibility of something like this happening. So it's nice to see a concept. Again, shout out to Awesome Alan for making this and putting it all together. That takes us to our next post. I'll leave the link down in the description as the user is no longer available on Reddit. This is the Keeper from The Evil Within. This chapter was made a long time ago, so some of the powers and perks might seem a little bit off, so bear with me. So here we go. Dead by Daylight, The Evil Within, with the new killer, the Keeper. The power for this killer is the Craftsman Tools. This is your domain, and the entity has given you the tools to exert your will over its inhabitants. You start the game with 4 Keeper safes placed around the map and 6 wire traps in your inventory. The Keeper can hold and throw wire traps using the secondary action key. Once the trap hits the ground, it becomes armed after 2 seconds, immobilizing any survivor that walks into it, allowing the Keeper to grab them. Wire traps can be escaped or disabled by a channeled action for 10 seconds. This time is halved when in the killer's terror radius. The keeper can emerge from any safe on the map by holding the alternate action key. In doing so, the keeper tears apart his own head and places it in the current location as a usable keeper safe. While emerging from the keeper safe, the keeper's tear radius is reduced to 0 and remains silenced for 3 additional seconds after emerging. The keeper comes with 3 unique teachable perks. The first is Sentinel. Each time you hit your obsession, the progress of each generator is instantly regressed by 8, 9, and 10%. The next perk is Hex Iron Skin. Each time you are stunned by a pallet, Iron Skin gains a token. For each token, your pallet breaking speed and pallet stun recovery increases by 7%. This can have a maximum of 6, 7, and 8 tokens. And finally, Hamstring. Upon entering a chase with an injured survivor, that survivor suffers moderately from the hindered status effect for 10 seconds. Hamstring has a cooldown of 40, 35, and 30 seconds. So there you have it, an interesting concept for the keeper. As I mentioned, this concept is over 3 years old, so the power is a little bit older than something that we would expect, being very similar to the Trapper as well as other killers that can now teleport. There's much to add on to this if the keeper was to potentially come into DBD, and I think they would do a really awesome job with it, but this is a base idea of what could potentially be a chapter in Dead by Daylight. And finally, the last killer on the list for today is made by JSL99 on Reddit, and this is the Weaver Killer, or a spider, coming in as an original chapter for the 6-year anniversary. Let's take a look. The power would be Spider Sense. You have the ability to weave webs around the trial to slow down and track survivors. Start the trial with 10 webs. Press the power button to weave a web onto the ground or on one of the following objects. Windows, where survivors that vault through the webbed window will be hindered for 5 seconds. Pallets, webs must be removed to be able to interact with the web pallets. Doorways, survivors that walk or run through web doorways will be hindered for 5 seconds. Webs take 3 seconds to weave. If you run out of webs to weave, the new web will replace the oldest web. A web on the ground will cover a 5-meter area. If any survivor comes into contact with the web, you'll be notified and can press the secondary ability button to enter Hunting Crawl. Hunting Crawl. While in Hunting Crawl, survivors will be revealed by Killer's Instinct for 10 seconds. You also gain 15% movement speed for 10 seconds. You can attack survivors, which will end the ability. You can crawl over pallets and vault windows at 100% faster speeds. After coming out of Hunting Crawl, you can't attack survivors for 5 seconds. Hunting Crawl has a cooldown of 40 seconds. Of course, this comes with 3 unique teachable perks. The first one being Arachnophobia. While in chase with your obsession, Arachnophobia activates. All survivors other than your obsession will hear your tear radius and suffer from a 20% penalty to generator repair speeds. This has a cooldown of 60 seconds. The second perk is Hex Tangled Up. The entity will block window vaults 1 vault earlier when survivors vault in chases. Any window blocked by the entity will affect 4 survivors in the trial and won't unblock until the totem is cleansed. And finally, Hex Bloodthirsty. 3 extra dull totems will spawn into the trial. This hex will switch to a dull totem every 30 seconds. Any survivor within 20 meters of the totem suffer from the exposed status effect. The effect will linger for 10 seconds when leaving the totem's range. The totem cannot swap when being cleansed. So there we go, that is the spider concept, again made by JSL99, a rather interesting concept to what a original spider killer would look like in Dead by Daylight. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like down below and subscribe for some more videos like this. Again, this is pretty much similar to what we've done in the past, but now it's a brand new series with a brand new look and a brand new feel. I hope you guys really did enjoy the extra effort, and if you did, leave a like and subscribe, and don't forget, we are currently live on Twitch trying to rebuild our audience, so I would love to see you guys there. With that being said, I've been the King. Thank you guys so much for watching. All of the creators will be linked down in the description below. As always, I tip my crown to you guys, and we'll see you in the fog.